The Jumbo project folder structure follows common React practices that are considered industry standard. In this video, we'll be examining the CRA-demo folder, Create React App Demo. In the root of the project, you'll notice a few configuration files that typically do not need to be adjusted when starting out. However, it may be beneficial to view the readme.md file and also inspect the package.json file. The package.json file contains the information on dependencies installed and used in the template. Further information includes the name and also the dependency version. The package.json also holds the npm scripts that are executed to start the development server, build the project, or run Storybook. At the top of the project is the .storybook folder. The .storybook folder holds the configuration files for the Storybook library that is used to display components, their props, and common use cases. When starting out, you should not need to configure any files in the .storybook folder. The next folder is the public folder. This folder contains the files that are fetched with the web server when someone visits your website or front-end application. The public folder has files such as the images and icons, the different flag, fonts, and weather icons for vendors, and browser-specific files. The most important folder in the template is the Src folder. Inside the Src folder is where the React code is stored and written. It is the most important folder in the package. You can find all the pages, components, modules, apps, and more in this folder. This is the workplace to start writing and extending the application source code. There are many folders and files inside the Src folder. In the rest of this video, we'll take a look at the different files and the roles that they play in the application. Let's start with the first folder, the Coremat folder. Coremat is a highly reusable React component library that is exclusive to G-AXON. For more information on the Coremat library, you can click on the link in the top right of the screen. Inside the Coremat folder are the components that are used to create the friendly and accessible user interface. You should not need to modify any of the components or code inside of the Coremat folder. Doing so may result in issues if Coremat releases a new version or updates an existing version. The FakeDB folder holds the data that the application uses to display. The CRA demo project is the front end of an application. That means there's no back end for the application to display data from. The FakeDB takes the place of that back end database, giving the front end information to display and interact with. The Jumbo folder holds the components that are part of the Jumbo library. This is where your application will access the Jumbo components. Again, modifications made in the Jumbo component folder could have an adverse effect on later versions or updates to the Jumbo component package. The I18N folder contains language entries for different locales. This is where the application gains access to different languages, and it's also where a user could extend the language capabilities of the project. The Redux folder holds folders and files that are specific to the Redux library. This includes the actions, reducers, and store files. The routes folder contains the routes and the components that are found inside of the CRA demo. The routes and their folders line up with the actual URLs that are in the application. That means that if you are on a dashboard crypto page and using the crypto calculator, you can expect to find that route inside of the routes, dashboards, crypto, and calculator folder. The services folder holds the API calls and also the authentication services for the application. There are three kinds of authentication that can be set up for the application: Basic, Firebase, and then JWT, JSON Web Token. The mock config file and the API folder are used in conjunction with the FakeDB folder to provide data for the application demo. The Stories folder holds the Storybook components that are used when you run Storybook. If you are interested in extending the Stories folder with your own components, you should check out the Storybook documentation. However, the current components in the Stories folder are fully functional. The Theme folder holds the default theme for the application, as well as the global CSS and theme colors. Later, you'll probably want to make your own theme or adjust the global CSS or theme colors. The top-level files in the Src folder are specific to React applications. The index.js and app.js work together as the entry point for the front-end application. You can read more about the service worker and set up test files on react.js.org.